Dearest friends, from so many years of satsang, by now we must be very clear to understand that the problems are nowhere anywhere outside. So to the solutions. They are in ourselves only, in our own mind and intellect. In the mind, with its all whims, fancies, projections, there are problems. And if sought properly, the correct authority, in the intellect and with the intellect are all the solutions. At the highest level, the problem is the ignorance of self and projection of the world. Solution is the knowledge of the self, rejection of the world. These theoretical things have to be very thoroughly understood, digested, without any second thought. Till that happens, we have to keep on listening to satsang and do our own internal introspection and contemplation. Once this is understood, wherein we have diagnosed the problem to be the ignorance and known the solution to be the wisdom, throughout life we have to put our efforts only to become wise. And the wisdom is of being one with our own essential self, not being ourselves with our essential self, and then being an individual, a jiva, committing first mistake. Any number of good things we do or bad things we do afterwards, it all leads to samsara. Instead of knowing it and rectifying at the cause level, that means not knowing our essential self, which is actually the self of all. When that is known, there are no differences, differentiations at all. So, not knowing the self, we have become a jiva, we take others as the jiva, and we try to get this or that thing. In doing so, we only do the wrong things or limited things. Naturally, we don't get the result. Then blame the world of people and things for it. At what sort of delusion we are in? Just think. It's just like, is it not the example of a drunkard? He will not answer what you question, and what he speaks, not even he knows. A drunkard, what you ask, he will not answer, and what he speaks, he himself doesn't know. We all have drunk the drink of the Moha, the Maya Madira. Moha Madira, Maya Madira, we have drunk. Therefore, what Guru Shastras tell, that we don't listen. And what we do, we only don't know. And keep on doing. In search of what? Some peace, solace, happiness. How can it come? So these are the very sublime things to be known as early as possible to rectify our mistakes and start living a fairly better, comfortable, happy life first in the mind. Thereafter, the spiritual sadhana. And as we scale heights in spirituality, the joys are so beautiful, so wonderful. Even the spiritual understandings also give great happinesses. Then, when we get abidance in those understandings, there is no tikana for happiness. Let us be in that path all the time. We have seen the other path of non spirituality, and we know what we get out of it. Now, let us take for one life a chance of fully living only spiritual life, and then see whether it is more beautiful than or not. If not, chalo, give up spiritual, go back to the same worldly level mind life of mental projections, hallucinations, struggles, then disappointment, dejections, all those continue. Let us see it. Okay, now let us join today's classes of Bhagavatam, 12th and 10th Skandhas, and followed by Adhyatma Ramayana Adhyanam. Then we'll do our Sri Vamana Ashtottara Shatanama Vali. As every day, we are committing to ourselves to be very serious, sincere, and attentive in the classes with the Shraddha that this knowledge is going to help us redeem from all problems. Let us do it. Start. Om. Om. सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रव संयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिल शक्तिधर स्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। ॐ समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो मुनयभ्यो नमः। ब्राह्मणेभ्यो आचार्येभ्यो भक्तेभ्यो नमः। ॐ समस्त गुरूणां देवतानां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमाधो अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं पुराणेतिहासोक्त भगवद्भागवत दर्शनानुग्रहानुभव भागवत लक्षण भागवत स्थिति प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य वैदिक संस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण शास्त्रस्य द्वादश स्कंदस्य दशम स्कंदस्य अपि पारायणम् अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ द्वादश स्कंदः। ओम श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणं द्वादश स्कंदः। ओम आभासश्च निरोधश्च यतश्चाध्यवसीयते स आश्रयः परं ब्रह्म परमात्मेति शब्दते। ओम अथ पंचमोऽध्यायः। श्रीशुक उवाच अत्रानुवर्ण्यते भीक्ष्णं विश्वात्मा भगवान् हरिः यस्य प्रसादजो ब्रह्मा रुद्रः क्रोधसमुद्भवः त्वं तु राजन्मरिष्येति पशुबुद्धिमिमां जहि न जातः प्रागभूतोऽद्य देहवत्वं न नङ्क्षसि न भविष्यसि भूत्वा त्वं पुत्रपौत्रादिरूपवान् बीजाङ्कुरवत् देहादेः व्यतिरिक्तो यथा नलः स्वप्ने यथा शिरच्छेदं पञ्चत्वाद्यात्मनः स्वयं यस्मात् पश्यति देहस्य तत आत्मा ह्यजोमरः घटे भिन्ने यथाकाशः आकाशः स्याद् यथा पुरा एवं देहे मृते जीवः ब्रह्म सम्पद्यते पुनः मनः सृजति वै देहान् गुणान् कर्माणि चात्मनः तन्मनः सृजते माया ततो जीवस्य संसृतिः स्नेहाधिष्ठानवर्त्यग्नि संयोगो यावदीयते ततो दीपस्य दीपत्वम् एवं देहः कृतो भवः रजस्तत्त्वतमो वृत्त्या जायते तविनश्यति न तत्रात्मा स्वयं ज्योतिः यो व्यक्ताव्यक्तयोः परः आकाश इव चाधारः ध्रुवोऽनन्तोपमस्ततः एवमात्मानमात्मस्थम् आत्मनैवामृष प्रभो बुद्ध्यानुमानगर्भिण्या वासुदेवानुचिन्तया चोदितो विप्रवाक्येन न त्वां धक्षति तक्षकः मृत्यवो नोपधक्ष्यन्ति मृत्यूनां मृत्युमेश्वरम् अहं ब्रह्म परं धाम ब्रह्माहं परमं पदम् एवं समीक्षन्नात्मानम् आत्मन्याधाय निष्कळे दशन्तं तक्षकं पादे लेलिहानं विशाननैः न द्रक्ष्यसि शरीरं च विश्वं च पृथगात्मनः एतत्ते कथितं तात यथात्मा पृष्टवान् नृप हरेर्विश्वात्मनः चेष्टां किं भूयः श्रोतुमिच्छसि इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां द्वादशस्कन्धे पञ्चमोऽध्यायः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Friends, the continuous prayers which we have to extend to the Lord is to give us such a vast, deep, very pure, very subtle, very sublime intellect which is able to grasp all the beautiful knowledges that are given in every of the shastras which we are studying, and then the ability to coordinate with all of them in our heart and get the essence of all the sadhya vastu and also the sadhanas, so that without any doubt, with full conviction and commitment, we do the sadhanas regularly and reach out to the goal. May we not have that forgetting disqualification of the heart of whatever we are studying. May we have that Medha Shakti, so that not only we understand what is studied, we not only remember it, but whenever we need it, that means all the time, we are able to recollect that knowledge and live life according to that only. Not that knowledge is there but forgotten, then we live life, then the knowledge is remembered. Now, of what use that knowledge when we have missed the chance of doing sadhanas? So, in this way, Prabhu bless all of us to grasp the sublime, beautiful knowledges in the same fervor, in the same glory as they have that greatness in them. So, respectfully, reverentially, the knowledge should be gained by us, received by us, acknowledged by us, valued by us, and used by us, so that through that knowledge, as the means or the boat, let us cross the ocean of all problems coming out of ignorance into the zone of problemless, happy, blissful state. Let us pray to God. Hey Bhagavan, I am studying Taittiriya, I am studying Bhagavat, Adhyatma Ramayana, other texts. Let me be able to coordinate with all the knowledge spread out in all, and then pick out or take out the best from it and do this sadhana. Now, in this fifth chapter of 12th Skandha, the last one, Bhagavata Purana, the last teachings of Sri Shukadevji, the great Guru to his great beloved disciple, Sri Raja Parikshit. Every sloka is how much valuable, worthy, we are tasting it every day. Yesterday we saw this beautiful sloka after saying that anything happens is to upadhis only, not to the self, and self in which all these things don't happen. That is your essential self that you have to discover on the seat of meditation in your own self and abide in that self. This is the topic. And the great shloka is Natatratma Swayam Jyotihi Yo Vyakta Vyaktayoh Paraha Akasha Iva Chadharaha Dhruvo Nantopamastataha. In this Natatra, that we have understood. Now we have understood. Na means na jayate na mriyate. Tatra we have understood that self is everywhere there. Being in that, still it is not going through the modifications which the upadhis are going through. So, na tatra atma. Then we saw the meaning of the word Swayam Jyotihi. It is the self-effulgent, pure existence. So, then the next one we saw is Yaha Vyakta Avyaktayoho Paraha. So, it is supporting Vyakta Avyakta. It is inherent in both Vyakta and Avyakta. Yet, neither it itself is Vyakta or Avyakta. It is para beyond them. So the Vyakta are all manifested, perceivable through senses and mind. Avyakta is unmanifested, non-perceivable by senses and mind. Thus, the Vyakta becomes the Karya, the effects. The Avyakta becomes the Karana. In that affects the Karya, both the gross and subtle come. So, in individually, if we see, the Vyakta are our Jagrat Swapna Avasthas. Avyakta is our Sushupti Avastha. Paraha is, it is beyond both. In the totality, the Vyakta is all the gross world which we see. Avyakta is that Ishvara with his Maya. Paraha means again beyond that. So व्यष्टि में भी व्यक्त अव्यक्त है, समष्टि में भी व्यक्त अव्यक्त है. व्यक्ति में व्यक्त अव्यक्त are the effects and cause. So to the samashti may be The effects and cause are the Vyakta Avyakta. In the Vyashti, it is called as Avidya and Stula Sukshma Sharira. In the Samashti, it is called Maya and the Stula Sukshma Jagattu. What is Bhagavan? He is beyond both of them. He is Paraha. So therefore, our sadhana is what? By totally dissolving the Vyakta and without entering into Avyakta, bypassing it, we have to discover that which is beyond. Because avyaktam is in individual level, it is nidra avastha. You can't meditate in nidra. In totality, mein avyaktam is moola prakriti or maya, where the knowledge is not possible. Therefore, from the vyakta, by dissolving all the vyakta, without entering into avyakta, bypassing it, we have to discover that which is para. So, in that vyakta also individually, in the dream we can't do any sadhana, in the waking only. So, being in the waking stage, in that waking stage, the predominant thing is Vyakta, the Stula. What is that Stula again? Drashta, Darshanam, Drishyam, Tripati. This we have to transcend without entering to Avyakta or the Nidra. We have to discover that which is Para. Beyond these two, the Swayam Jyoti, Atma, which is Na Jayate, Na Mriyate. न जायते त विनश्यति. That's what word is na. न जायते यत न विनश्यति. To that self we have to reach to. Keep this thought as in the mind. Whenever we get the capacity to do that, we'll be able to do it. But right now, though, at the information level, we have to be very, very doubtlessly crystal clear. So, natatra we have seen, natatra atma we have seen, swayam jyotihi we have seen. It is beyond paraha, vyakta avyaktayoho, that also we saw. It supports karana and karya, but it doesn't fall in the karana and karya. Clear? Vyakta vyaktayoho paraha. And that with logical analysis we explained yesterday, when the vyakta of Jagra Swapna is there, that time the conscious self is very much there. When the avyakta Nidra Avastha is there, that time also the conscious awareness was there to be aware of this Nidra. And in the Nidra, the Paramatma has not become the Nidra Avastha Vala Avyakta. Therefore, he is called a Para. So, in the Swapna, he did not become Swapna. Therefore, he is Para. In the Jagrat, he has never become any Triputi of the Jagrat. Therefore, he is Para. And without that Parama Atma, the conscious self in me, can even one experience of Triputi of the Jagrata Avastha possible? Not. Therefore, throughout Jagrata Avastha, in any number of experiences happening with Triputi, in and through all of them, he is permeated, yet not touched by them. So too in Swapna. So in Nidra he doesn't sleep, in Swapna he doesn't project, in Jagrat he doesn't perceive. He just is a pure self paraha, beyond all the drama that happens in all these three avasthas. And these three avasthas are, as said in the earlier sloka, interconnected to each other. And whatever we do in the Jagrata Avastha, they only enter into the Vasanas called Karana. From the Karana only again, whatever not explicable, expressible in the waking plane, they come as the dream. Whatever that can be expressed in the waking, they come in the waking. Again, in the waking, with ego and selfishness and giving reality to the world, whatever we do, whatever we experience, again that becomes the avyakta bija, the vasanas. And that projects some of them in the dream, some in the sleep. So these three are mutually dependent, related to each other. Bhagavan is only Dek Tamasha. The pure self is only a conscious witness of them. That self we are. But unless we revalue, reject all these three, we cannot reach out to the real self. Therefore, Swapna we can't do anything with, but in the Jagrat, by being selfless, egoless, we will not add the new vasanas. And whenever the vasanas are expressing at the mind level of thoughts or actions or desires, whatever righteous that we do, other things we don't react to. That is called as the exhaustion or purgation of the vasanas. The more the vasanas go away, its influence on the mind to agitate the mind with the thoughts, projections, desires goes away. To that extent, the mind intellect event is calm and quiet. That calm and quiet mind or intellect alone can pierce through the Vedantic shlokas and meanings to touch the self first in the understanding level, second through the meditation in the experience also. This is how the Adhyatmika Jivana, Adhyatmika Sadhana, for those who really want to taste it and through it want to reach to the culmination of liberation. But it's not as difficult as we think in understanding or doing, provided we have confidence and application. If we say it is difficult, I can't do, for such a person, nothing is easy in this world. In fact, the binding things, however they are difficult, we are entering into them. And the liberating thing, it is liberating thing. How can you say any effort is more? मुक्ति के लिए तो हर मेहनत करना चाहिए कि नहीं लॉजिकली? इट्स अ मुक्ति की इश्यू है बात बाबा। जब बंधन के लिए चीजों में आप इतना मेहनत करके फंस रहे हो इंटेलिजेंट थॉट ना फॉर बॉन्डेज वी आर पुटिंग सो मेनी एफर्ट सो सिंसियरली everything what you do is binding thing only. So much work we do. Then why can't we work hard for our own liberation and say it is difficult? I can't study Shastra. It's difficult. I can't understand, contemplate. It's difficult. I can't meditate. Then you can't be liberated. Then continue. That is why all those who do sadhana and get liberated, then God and gurus, they get disappointed with them. Because they don't get any maja with those fellows. But the other stupid, other ignorant fellows like us, who say it is difficult, we can't do sadhana, and continue doing all hard works to get lost in the world. Seeing them, the Guru and Lord are very happy because they have continuous entertainment available. We are all entertainment pieces to the God and Guru because for us the most difficult samsara is easy and little difficult sadhana because it's difficult we don't want to do. No, are these not the subtle things to understand and rectify ourselves there? Is there any other way than coming out of commotions self created by us for us? Then should we not take seriously our spirituality? Think about it. So, yo vyakta vyaktayo paraha. So, from the guna drishti we have seen, from the avastha drishti we have seen, from the deha avastha we have seen, from the karya karana mimamsa also we have seen the meaning of vyakta avyaktayo paraha. Okay, na tatra atma seen, swayam jyotihi seen, yoha vyakta avyaktayo para seen. Yesterday we saw akasha iva. So vyakta avyaktayoho paraha akasha iva. You can join both of them. Or akasha iva can be an independent word. Or akasha iva sa adharaha. This akasha iva you can add to the adhara. Anyway, akasha iva we have yesterday saw. Two ways we have seen. One way of seeing akasha iva means akasha by itself. Second, with along with the contents in the akasha. Akasha by itself means it is infinite, endless, birthless, changeless, pure, very, very, very sublime, subtle. Akasha explanation with regard to the other four elements are it is a cause of those four elements. All those four elements are Prithvi, Vayu, Agni, Jala. They stay in the Akasha, they dissolve in the Akasha. But then, in and through that happening, the Akasha is not touched by them. This is the meaning of Akasha Iva. So too, in the self also, it is Akasha Iva means it is Purna, it is Ananta, and it is Shanta, it is Ekameva Dvayam, Akash ki tarah. है ना? Then Akasha with regard to the four elements ki tarah, the self also in it, like the Akasha contains the other four elements, our pure conscious self as a container contains the contents of entire universe, individual, total, gross, subtle, causal. Yet, like the Akasha, it is not touched by them. That is why, having discovered the self, we are not touched by what is happening to the Padis, which is called as liberation. अगर नहीं होता तो मुक्ति हो ही नहीं सकता था. Like the Akash is not burnt by fire, made wet by the water, not dried up by the air. Is it not? Not made heavy by the earth. That's how the Akasha can continuously remain supporting them. In the same way, the conscious self is not touched by anything which is inside it. Clear? The two versions you must understand. In and through all upadhis, as the Atma of the upadhis, Atma alone is there, Paramatma alone. Outside also, as a container, Paramatma alone is having the contents of all these things. This is the meaning of Antarbahishyatat Sarvam Yapya Narayana Sthitah. Inside as the Atma, outside as the supporter, Paramatma alone is there. So it is the meaning of Akash Iva. Then already we saw these words meaning Adharaha. See, it is the Adhara of everything. On the Adhara, the Adheya depends. That's why it's called Adhara. Not the other way around. That the Adheya ke upar Adhara depend nahi hota. So Lord is supporter and everything else is supported. And this supported doesn't, he is belonging on the supporter, not the supporter is belonging on the supported. Akash evacha Adhara. So we are the other. No, should it not be very clear this understanding? And if this understanding is clear that I am the Adhara, everything else is depending on me and I don't depend on them. Can there be any greater freedom than this? What a beautiful joy if I discover that I am the support to the world, not vice versa. All our bondages, that slaveries to this world, so far which we thought that the world is Adhara to me, that all dwindles away. How can the Jada Jagat be Adhara to me, the Chaitanya Atma? Batao? But not knowing this knowledge, not abiding in this knowledge, we made ourselves as if dependent on the world and then giving this Jada world a chance to enslave us. How crucial is this thought? Huh? Same thing actually we do in our life, but that is expressed in a distorted form called as arrogance. That I don't want to listen to anyone. I want everybody to listen to my own tunes. This is a correct thing, but not as an ego, but as a self. Because self is the one on which everything depends. But that thing of the self, that it doesn't depend on anything, everything depends on it, is borrowed from the self without the self knowledge and applied along with ego. And that is applied especially when there is a quarrel or fighting. The wife and husband they fight. Then they say, तुम्हारी जरूरत है मैं अपने आप ही जीऊंगा. When he's saying that, he's like Atmajnani, but in a wrong place. Because he's really an independent Atma. She goes to Maika saying that I will live without you. He says, thank you, please don't come. That is real because the self is, but that is misused in the wrong place. We are the Adhara, not anything that we depend on. Adhara Atmarupena from inside. Atmarupena and also support from outside also as giver of everything. See, inside as a pure self, it is other. Outside, for its existence, whatever the content it is gathering, it is coming from the total universe, and all the universes again come from same Paramatma only. Like the Prana Shakti in me. It is inside Paramatma only as Prana Shakti supporting my life. But outside, what is the Prana Shakti coming from the Vayu? Where from the Vayu came? Again from Paramatma only. इस तरह से अंदर मूल कारण का रूप में, बाहर मेंटेनेंस के लिए जो भी चाहिए उसके रूप में परमात्मा ही होने के कारण ही अलोन इज द आधार. These are all little subtle mystical things when deeply contemplate, pondering, when we do, of course, with the ekagra shuddha prasanna सूक्ष्म बुद्धि, then that पकड़ आ जाता है उस बात के समझदारी का. The understanding of that we will be able to catch. We have to know that this is what we have to catch. When we go on trying, one day we'll be able to catch it. Like any mountaineer, climbing person or swimmer, or he knows this much I have to swim or this much I have to climb. So he goes on trying, one day Eureka, he discovers. So we also must know in our intellectual understanding, have to reach to that thing which is an adhara to everything. Keep on trying, one day it clicks. So न तत्रात्मा स्वयं ज्योतिः यः व्यक्त अव्यक्तयोः परः then आकाश इव च then आधारः. This much we have seen. No, then four more words are there. Dhruvaha, Anantaha, Anupamaha, Tataha. So Dhruvaha means what? And Nahyadhruvai Pravedai Dhruvam Tata. Dhruva is one of the beautiful words for the Paramatma. It is form. It is in its own stationing or way all the time. It doesn't become something other than it. That is called the meaning of the word Dhruvata here. Dhruvaha. हिलता नहीं हो वहां जैसे वहां दृढ़ इज ध्रुव both are same almost. Drudha and Dhruvaha. Drudha is form. Dhruva also is form. So the word Drudha is generally used with grass things, etc. Drudha Bhumi. In this Drudha, Dhruva is also equally formless. So Dirghakala Nairantarya Satkara Sevito Drudha Bhumi. We talk about how the Abhyasa has to be done. So here on he is Dhruvaha. Means form. Like Dhruvatara, pole star. It stays there only, it doesn't change. It is the north side. Therefore, all the Jnani Yogi are told to see that pole star and be Dhruva in your own Atma Jnana. And the Arundhati Vasishta Nakshatra shown to the married people. It's an interesting thing. There, Arundhati Vasishta Nakshatra, mein, it goes on change they are. Sometimes the Vasishta is in the center, Arundhati goes on moving around her. Sometimes the Arundhati is the center, the Vasishta goes on moving. Therefore, sometimes wife should listen to husband's words, sometimes husband should listen to wife's words. After that, both of them talk, then outsiders listen. Not that, but वो जो अरुंधति नक्षत्र को दिखाने का यही बात है. As the mistakes happen, that sometimes the husband is correct. The other mistake also is possible, that she can be also correct. So you should be accepting those mistakes joyfully and then live life so cutely excellent. Is it not? For that they show that the Arundhati Vashishta, they are not stable, घूमते रहते हैं, but they are together. So too wife and husband. Sometimes she loves him and other time he क्षण क्षण वो change होता ही रहता है. You do that because your mind, psychology, priorities, intelligences, knowledges, they keep on changing every moment. We are not aware of it. We are not aware that we go wrong. That's how we live life. We are in a delusion. That's not humanity. With all the scriptural knowledge, also, still we are not clear about our vyavahara. The people who never studied scriptures, never understood the psychology, never understood the mind, never understood the value of other person, mutual relation. How do you expect that person to think rightly and take correct decisions? Impossible it is. चलता ही रहता है. Therefore, even if he is wrong, but he is right because he has chosen me. For his first mistake of marrying me, every other mistake of him should be forgiven. So too from the other side. That is how this two, Arundhati Vasishthavala Diya. But the Dhruva is pole star. Like him, you form on your self-abidance. ध्रुव तारा को देखते हैं योगी जनम. They say in one way of the yogic sadhanas, the more you meditate on Dhruvatara, to that extent, the Saptarishi who are there, they focus their attention on us and then they suck us into the higher worlds of spiritual evolution. हाँ ये सब मिस्टिकल है, मैं तो वहाँ गाया नहीं, बड़े लोग बोलते हैं तो हम सुनते हैं. Dhruvatara. Our gurus all are staying there at Dhruvatara. Now they can't come down. But if you can focus our attention on Dhruvatara as a jiva, then it becomes easy for them us to pull us into the different higher spiritual realms while living here in this body. We don't go anywhere physically. Like what you were 3 years back regarding spiritual understanding and basing on the spiritual understanding, the perspective of life and what is now. There has some change occurred. That is called as different realms of life's evolution spiritually. Theoretically, we are evolving into higher realms. Same when keep on practicing, in the experiences also we evolve. Like as much we used to fight with others earlier, now we don't fight. So we have gone to the different realm, higher level. Because there's nothing to fight about, it's not a big issue. Doesn't matter, person is important. We just love them, leave it. At the most क्या होएगा, थोड़ा पैसे नुकसान होएगा, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Earlier the husband is shouting only, why do you buy that sari and this that, पैसे पूरे खराब. Now he doesn't know, he knows it. The thing will not change, but he changed inside. Let her wish be fulfilled. How does it matter? Money is not important. She is valuable. More than she, my peace of mind is valuable. Therefore, let the money go. What happened there? He's matured. Problem he made as an issue made as a situation he happily is tackling now. It's a realm, a higher realm we have grown into. In the same way, in meditation, in japa, everywhere different realms are there into which we grow when we are committed to doing. There, as I said, Dhruvatara ke upar drushti lagao. So the Guru Tattva, Guru Parampara blesses us with intellectual maturity to live the life at the higher realm level. There are so many, hundreds, thousands. I don't know if I start listing them out, it is an endless things. You can see in the world, those who are spiritual, each one different realms. And every same person, 50 years back, 40, 30, 20, 10, now you see the elements different. होता रहता है खैर. Anyway, so all these meanings are the meanings for saying the Lord is Dhruva. Now, what is Dhruvata Paramatma? He is firm in his being the support of all. He never relinquishes his job of supporting. These are all just Vyavaharic explanations. Paramarthika explanation is what is the nature of Paramatma? Satyam Jnanam Anantam. In that he is Dhruva. But see Satyam or Sadvastu is eternally Satyam Sadhu. He doesn't become Asat or Asatyam or Mithya. So too when he is a Jnanam or Jnapti, is Jnapti Sarupa only, he never becomes the reflected Triputi Jnanam himself. So too he is always Anantam, he never becomes Santam. So it is Puranam, he will not become Apurnam. He is Atyanta Sukshmam, he will not become Sthulam. And he is Ananda Swarupam, he never becomes miserable Swarupam. This is the meaning of Dhruvata of Bhagavan. And that's how we can catch him, and everybody can catch him. If Bhagavan himself goes on changing Adhruva, तो who can catch him? खुद ही बदल रहे तो कैसे पहचानेंगे, है ना? लाइक सम ऑफ दी घोटाले वाले अब दिखते नहीं, लोगों को घूमते रहते एक जगह से दूसरा, पहचान में नहीं आते. Nobody can catch, no police. So too, if the Bhagavan is Adhruva, then nobody can recognize it. And even scriptures cannot say, yeah, scriptures are saying that he cannot be told. But they are indicating. The indications of Paramatma are not changing at any time in any religion. That's the Dhruvata of him. Any expression of any guru, the nature of Paramatma, though is beyond words and beyond thoughts, yet to reach to him, whatever the pointers or indicators are given, they remain the same. And in the experience also, he is always Dhruva, as he is. Okay, Sat Sarupena Anubhuti, in that Dhruvata. So, Natatra Atma Swayam Jyoti, Yaha Vyakta Avyaktayo Paraha, Akasha Ivacha Adara Dhruvaha. Then next one is Anantaha. So, any parameters which make the things santam, endful, they are not functional in Paramatma. Okay, the three types of limitations which make the things anta are desha, kala, vastu. So, desha ke drishtite antata kya hai? Limitation. Antam is limited. Ki it is at one place but not at the other place. Kalatah antaha means what? It is at one time but not in the other time. Vastutah antaha means it is in one object, not in other object. In another way of saying it, it is subtle is what? Antata is what? When it is in the gross form, the subtle is not there. When it is in the subtle form, gross is not there. When the gross subtle are there, the causal is not there. When the causal is there, these two are not there. This is called antam, antata, limitation. Like the nidra का अंत हो जाता है जब जागृत होता है. जागृत का अंत होता है जब सपने में जाता है. सपने का अंत होता है जब निद्रा में. सो देयर आर अंत रूप. अवस्थाएं सारे अंत वाले होते हैं. So too, the Deshatah Antaha, every object in this world is one place, not in the other place. Here whole earth is Antavan because it is only Deshatah इतना ही है. इसके आगे पीछे बहुत सारा space है. Kalatah also it is Anta. Even though you call or calculate it in terms of light year, sorry, lakhs of millions of years, billions of years, trillions of years, कुछ भी बोलो, but sometime it started the earth. So to maybe a billion years it may live further, but that also a last moment will come, it end. So kalatah antaha. So in Paramatma, what is the meaning? Therefore, he is anantaha. Therefore, neither kala rupena is antaha means he is beyond time. He is beyond space and beyond any limitation of rupa nama, which together make a thing as an object. Object means name and form. So the name and form is the object related antata. Bhagavan is beyond all name and form. Therefore, Vasturupa Antata is not there in him. Deshata is endless because in every place he alone is there. In fact, the place or space is hanging in him only. And every Kala is in him. He is supporting the Kala. He is there in every Kala. So too, the Nidra may be, he is supporting it. And Jagrat Sapna also is supporting. In that way, Anantaha. There is no end to him. Dhruvaha Ananta. And therefore, right from the beginning of creation, till now, whoever have tried, they found him because he is Ananta. Even after here, from here, let us say 2 lakhs of years after, if somebody tries to recognize self, they will recognize because Ananta. So too, if you have discovered him in India, not that in Arctic, Antarctic regions or in the European American nation, if you sit there for meditation, because it is not India, the other place, therefore people will not realize God there. ऐसा नहीं होता. He is not limited by desh. So too vastutah. If you go deep into any vastu, every vastu, yatra yatra manoyati, tatra tatra samadaya, or sarvam kalu idam brahma, everything that Paramatma. So desha kala vastu jati dravya guna kala paramita rahita tha is called ananta ta. So ध्रुवः अनंतः. And then ऐसे जो वस्तु होती है ना, जो आधार सबका होता है, ध्रुव होता है, अनंत होता है, it cannot be two. It is one. Because it is one, there is no other thing like it. Therefore, अनुपमः. उसका उपमान के लिए और दूसरी वस्तु नहीं हो सकती. By saying अनुपमः, it is called अद्वितीय. You know, two things are there similar. You can give that as an example to this an example to that. But such thing cannot be two. Therefore, it cannot have anything like it. Anupamaha, very powerful what it is. And the last one is tataha. Tataha means all permeating, all pervading. The all word you have to use. Again the same thing. All desha, all kala, all vastu, all vyakti, all paristiti, all jati, all dravya, all guna, all kriya is permeated by him. That permeability is called tataha. Tata means vyapnoti. Tatam means vyaptam. Tataha sarva vyabhagaha. That is a self. Now, we have just browsed through all these words, but each of the word and the meanings first have to be contemplated to grasp the essence of it. Then focus on the object which is having this meaning. Then you reach to that object as our own subject, the self. Or when you do the meditation on the self, when you reach to an object which fulfills these qualities, then you can understand that you have reached the self. Self को reach करो, then by these qualities observing in the self, establish करो कि self पे पहुंच गए, confirm हो गया. Or use these words and their meanings and reach to that indicated thing where you reach is the self only. So, hey Parikshit, you are that Atma. Not this Deha which is Antavan. None of these things are yours and all. They're all depending on you, the real self. Now, where is Parikshit Raja? In 7 days back, cursed by that Shrungi Roshi, Shamika Putra, that you will be bitten by the snake. Now, what a sublime, great knowledge he is gaining about his real essential self. So he tried, he is given, and he is receiving. We also can try. We are also given by the Guru Parampara this knowledge. Willing, we can also receive it. Then from now onwards, though outside in Vyavahara, we talk to and we live life as normal as we were all the time. But heart and heart, we slowly start reclaiming our essential self identity. No, the India was captured by the Britishers. How many years it took for reclaiming it, and the Mughals and all nonsenses. Now the Bhautikavada, we have reclaimed the freedom. So too, from eons, we have lost the identity with ourself, real self, and are slave to the not self, like the Indians only. Now kick them away, all these stupid Britishers and all, get your freedom. So to kick them away all upadhis and get the freedom of I am this self. स्वयं ज्योतिः व्यक्ताव्यक्तयोः परः आकाश इव आधारः ध्रुवः अनन्तः अनुपमः ततः that self I am. Why these words and their meanings are appearing to be heavy, non-understandable, not easily acceptable, very difficult to practice because in us the ignorance and ignorant way of life of taking upadhis and whatever the world seen through upadhis alone is real, that way living has become a habit for millions of lives. तो तुरंत होता नहीं, इसलिए बहुनाम जन्मनाम अंते ज्ञानवान भू बनकर माम प्रबध्यते. Gita 7th chapter. You understood? Today that shloka only was there for the youth to discuss. So this life we are hearing, at least the words कान को सुनने को मिल रहे हैं. So too in bhakti भगवान का नाम कान को सुनने को मिल रहा है इस जन्म में. As we continue, slowly not only कान को सुनना, but धीरे धीरे दिमाग को लगना भी शुरू होगा. फिर दिमाग को लगना शुरू होता है तो समझदारी आने लगती है. फिर दिल में बसना, slowly it will happen. देन दिल से हमको साधना करना, फिर और दिल में ही उसका अनुभव होना. दीज आर द वेज. वी आर जस्ट इंट्रोड्यूस्ड लाइक ABCD आर taught to the children. Much more they have to learn from the A, I, E or ABCD, joining those letters, how the words are formed, what are the meanings of the words, how they have to be used in different contexts and different periods and different cases, different numbers. Then how to join the words to make a sentence, meaningful sentence. Far away, he's just listening. A, I, E, O. वर्णमाला सीख रहे हो. हम भी वर्णमाला सीख रहे हैं कि आकाश एव च आधारः ध्रुवः अनन्तः अनुपमः अनन्तो अनुपमः ततः स्वयं ज्योतिः. You are listening. Interesting. Whenever I see you people coming to my class evening, no, always मुझे मजा आता है. When I say, see, whenever I see JL, I see Sadvastu. Jialal means हमेशा रहने वाला. Whenever I see Jyoti, it is Swayam Jyoti, Chidvastu. Whenever I see Vinoda, Anandavastu. Somewhere सामने सच्चिदानंद बैठा है. I'm so happy to see. Satya Chit Ananda. Vinodam Ananda. So, न तत्रात्मा स्वयं ज्योतिः यो व्यक्ताव्यक्तयोः परः आकाशेव च आधारः ध्रुवः अनन्तः अनुपमः ततः. How sublime are these beautiful words and their meanings. Should we not revel in them, or should we revel only in our own mind projected people, the relations, and finding faults with them and insisting them and getting disappointed and then fighting with them? What the lowest slum area life we are living, even though we have a 10-star way of living of spiritual heights. है कि नहीं? सोच रहे थोड़ा हमको. That feeling, the feeling of abominability with the wretched world of lowest thing we live, unless we create that, in technical words called as jugupsa. कुछ समय तक हमें ना ये लोगों जिंदगी के प्रति जुगुप्सा उत्पन्न कर कर उसको छोड़ना है, and then go for the higher life. Once you discover the self, self alone is everywhere. Therefore, there is no jugupsa, na tato jugupsate. Again and again, these words in Kathopanishad. What a lowest life we are living. As a human, as an intellectual, intellect given person, as a belonging person of Sanatana Dharma, selected by the gurus, what should be our inner and outer dignity of the life? अब से ना किसी को भी, किसी व्यक्ति के कुछ भी व्यवहार को भी, कोई भी वस्तु विशेष को भी आप ज़्यादा नहीं करना, कदर नहीं करना भी. Don't value. Say namaskar to all. Tell everybody what to say is right. I have nothing to discuss with you, argue with you, fight you with you, nothing. This is the way. Otherwise, there's no end to this Maya. We do it occasionally to win over the wife, stoop to conquer वाला टेक्निक करते हैं और कामयाब होते भी हैं. हर जगह वही करना. The more we grow in age, what is the help we can take to come out of samsara is keep saying I don't know. Then nobody will bother you. And it is truth also. Do you know the self? I don't know. What is the fact? There is nothing other than the self. So anything other than self is ignorance only. Then what is there to talk about it? Therefore, I don't know. What we do now, we think we know, and others think they know more than us. And we tell them, other people means our own children, and they don't listen. They say, Papa, तुमको नहीं पता, Papa, तुमको नहीं पता. 100 times they are saying तुमको नहीं पता मतलब तुमको अभी आत्मा नहीं पता है, पहले आत्मा को पता करके आना. But we take it as the other way. Then they are telling me, I don't know business and all that. You only say, बेटा मैंने कुछ नहीं पता, तुम जैसे ज्ञानी महात्मा इस जगत में कौन है बताओ. ऐसा करो अभी छोड़ दो. It's really helpful it is. More than all those 7 or 8 parikarmas we are studying in the morning yoga darshanam, this works effectively. Before the world says you don't know, let us accept we don't know. Do we know really the truth? We don't know, therefore it's correct only. पापा आपको पता है, हाँ बेटा तुमको पता है, ठीक है, मेरे को पता है, मैं भी स्वामी जी की क्लास में सुनकर पता कर रहा हूँ, जब पता चलेगा मैं आऊंगा, तब तक मैं तुम्हारे लिए लापता हूँ, हम ढूंढो मत मुझे. Joy. Lovely shloka, is it not? No, this shloka I am talking because of my outer circumstances in different tone tune. I am bound by these places. But if it is in an ashram, this shloka is to be chanted like a roaring of a lion. Like that. Taibyam maskam apartha. Nai tattva yupadyate. Kshudram hridaya daurbalyam. Tyaktva uttishta parantapa. This also. न तत्रात्मा स्वयं ज्योति यह व्यक्त अव्यक्तयोः परः आकाशेव च आधारः ध्रुवः अनन्तः अनुपमः ततः. That is me. Leaving that subtlemost identity and experience, catching this gross identity, which itself is uncertain every moment, running for certain happinesses in the world which is again uncertain every moment. That is why dhruvam adhruveshu iha na prarthayante. In Kathopanishad, akrutena karmana akrutah nasti. Nasti akruta krutena. In the Mundakopanishad. Same thing it is true. Okay, so let us chant this mantra today 6 times and enjoy it. Evam atmanam atmastam, all these glorious points we will study tomorrow. Let us go slow at least this chapter. Because after this, Shuka Parikshit Samvad to nahi hoga. Such a great thing it is. मुझे तो लगता है. Nothing, nobody like Shukadevji, nobody like Parikshita, nobody like Parikshit's questions, nobody is like, nothing is like Parikshit's question, nothing like Shukadevji's answer, there were nothing like Bhagavatam. There's nothing like Bhagavatam. Everything is, it has a greatness, we don't know, but we know what is Bhagavatam, so nothing like it is for us. Like every guru is great, but for my guru, nothing like him. Every devata is great. For my Ishta devata, nothing like him. Everybody have their own parents, but nobody like my parents to me. Is it not? In the same way, Bhagavad is so sweet. So go slow. 6 times in a meditative mood, feeling at least meaning of one shloka or one word in the mind. उतना ही capacity है. With our kshipta moda vikshikta mana, let us not struggle. Whatever is possible, receive it. Keep on purifying mind and meditate on more words. Start. Om natatratma swayam jyoti yo vyakta vyaktayo varaha akasha iva chadharaha ध्रुवोऽनन्तोपमस्ततः न तत्रात्मा स्वयं ज्योतिः यो व्यक्ताव्यक्तयोः परः आकाश इव चाधारः ध्रुवोऽनन्तोपमस्ततः न तत्रात्मा स्वयं ज्योतिः यो व्यक्ताव्यक्तयोः परः आकाश इव चाधारः ध्रुवोऽनन्तोपमस्ततः न तत्रात्मा स्वयं ज्योतिः यो व्यक्ताव्यक्तयोः परः आकाश इव च आधारः ध्रुवोऽनन्तोपमस्ततः न तत्रात्मा स्वयं ज्योतिः यो व्यक्ताव्यक्तयोः परः आकाश इव चाधारः ध्रुवोऽनन्तोपमस्ततः न तत्रात्मा स्वयं ज्योतिः यो व्यक्ताव्यक्तयोः परः आकाश इव चाधारः ध्रुवोऽनन्तोपमस्ततः. On this sloka from last 3 days, whatever the deep discussion analysis we have done, holding on to that meaning in the mind, seated in a secluded place, if you can really go deep into the feeling of these words, that is called as meditation. That's called as contemplation. The more we become, every day half an hour spent for this, the more deeper we become in our identity with the true self. Every day go to that and come back. Like the youngsters go to gym half an hour for their health. The musicians go for 1 hour for perfecting their music. Everyone goes to their own particular hobbies or professions. Our hobby and profession should be go to our meditational chamber, take the meaning of these words and chanting this mantra, taking one by one word, go to the depth of it as we discussed. What is the meaning of na? Na means na jayate, na mriyate. Tatra means everywhere. Atma means as a self of all. That Paramatma is there. It is in me. I have to discover in me as myself. Then one by one word. Swayam Jyoti. Every day we have to meditate till we reach to Swayam Jyoti. So to Vyakta Vyaktayo Paraha. Till what is that beyond Vyakta Vyaktayo Paraha is caught in experience. Every day we have to sit for 10 minutes and go on doing. Every day doing gives us depth. And every day doing gives a habit that whenever we sit, we are able to go immediately into those depths. Like every day you do puja, then after that, that 61st day onwards, or even before, easily you know what to do about puja. वो आदत होता है हर एक चीज का करने से. So to the moment you sit, take that word, gone into meditation. Like some people with pure, truly done japa. Anytime they take jap mala and sit, anytime in their everyday puja time, takes 2-3 seconds only, minutes maybe maximum, to enter into that meditation or japa because of the habit. As much bad habits destroy us, so much good habits make us. So this is a good habit of daily contemplating on this mantra. Yehi contemplate karna. This is a means. And the goal is the experience of these things only. The meaning of these things as my own self. And there are not 10 things of Swayam Jyoti Atma, Vyakta Vyaktayo Para Atma, then Dhruva Atma, Akashiva Atma, Adhara Atma, हाँ अनंत आत्मा अनुपम आत्मा तथा आत्मा 10 नहीं है. एक ही आत्मा का इतने सारे पॉइंटर्स है टू रीच टू. यूज एवरी डे वन पॉइंटर एंड रीच हिम. एवरी डे 10-15 मिनट. डू इट फॉर 1 ईयर. इमेजिन करो हर दिन 1 घंटा किया, 1 साल के बाद कितना डेप्थ होगा हमारे ध्यान में. और वो करने का यही मौका है. यू कांट पोस्टपोन इट. व्हाई शुड वी? Once we know this is goal, why? How can we postpone? Why should we? Everything else is secondary now. That is what our Parikshit ji is told by Shukadevji. Parikshit, does it only? I am that self. This Jiva Bhava merged in Atma Anubhava. There is no Jiva bound with Sharira. Sharira either will, Patakshaka will come and bite. Even otherwise, the body will perish in its own way. I am not perishing when it perishes. Jiva is no more there. I am a Brahmasmi experience. Beautiful. Wow. May we get that experience very, very soon. The meaning of all these words, our true self. So evam atmanam atmastam atmanni evam atmanam atmastam atmanaiva amsha prabho buddhyanumana garbhinya vasudevana chintaya. This ninth shloka also is as garbhini as earlier two shlokas. So it has lot of things to convey. Tomorrow we will see. Sarvam Krishna Arpanam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Bhagavata Sharanam Mama. Shri Sadguru Sharanam Mama. श्री सूत शरणं मम श्री शुकदेव शरणं मम श्री व्यास शरणं मम श्री नारद शरणं मम श्री कुमार शरणं मम श्री ब्रह्मा शरणं मम श्री विष्णु शरणं मम श्री परब्रह्म शरणं मम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव ओमुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्ति अयं रसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामामुञ्चितकर्हिचित् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणं दशमस्कन्धः उत्तरार्धः अथ एकपञ्चाशत्तमोऽध्यायः श्रीशुक उवाच श्रीमुचुकुन्द उवाच फ्रेंड्स लेट अस चैंट फ्रॉम 58th श्लोक 50 प्रमत्तमुच्चैरिति कृत्य चिन्तया प्रवृद्धलोभं विषयेषु लालसं त्वम् अप्रमत्तः सहसा अभिपद्यसे शुल्लेलिहानो हिरिवाकुमन्तकः पुरारथैर्हेमपरिष्कृतैश्चरन् मतङ्गजैर्वा पुनरदेव संज्ञितः स एव कालेन दुरत्ययेन ते कलेवरोऽविट् कृमिभस्म संज्ञितः निर्जित्य दिक्चक्रमभूतविग्रहः वरासनस्थः समराजवन्दितः गृहेषु मैथुन्य सुखेषु योषितां क्रीडां मृगः पूरुष ईशनीयते करोति कर्माणि तपस्सु निष्ठितः निवृत्तभोगस्तदपेक्षया ददतु पुनश्च भूयेयमहं स्वराडिति प्रवृद्धतर्षो न सुखाय कल्पते भवापवर्गो भ्रमतो यदा भवेत् जनस्य तर्ह्यच्युत सत्समागमः सत्सङ्गमो यर्हि तदैव सद्गतौ परावरेशे त्वयि जायते मतिः मन्ये ममानुग्रह ईशते कृतः राज्यानुबन्धापगमो यदृच्छया यः प्रार्थ्यते साधुविरेकचर्यया वनं विवक्षद्भिरखण्डभूमिपैः न कामयेन्यं तव पादसेवनात् अकिञ्चन प्रार्थ्यतमात् वरं विभो आराध्य कस्त्वां हि अपवर्गदं हरे वृणीत आर्यो वरम् आत्मबन्धनं तस्मात् विसृज्याशिष ईश सर्वतः रजस्तमः सत्त्व गुणानुबन्धनाः निरञ्जनं निर्गुणम् अद्वयं परं त्वां ज्ञप्तिमात्रं पुरुषं व्रजाम्यहम् चिरमह्यवृजिनार्थः तप्यमानोऽनुतापैः अवितृषषडमित्रो अलब्धशान्तिः कथञ्चित् शरणदसमुपेत्स तत्त्वदाब्जं परात्मन अभयम् अरुतं अशोकं पाहि मापन्नमीश. What a beautiful are these श्लोकास. मुझे तो चैंटिंग करते ही रहने को मन होता है. Excellent. So first thing, thank you for giving me this chance to ponder over, contemplate over these shlokas, these mantras, these portions of Puranas, Itihasas, and Vedanta Shastra, which is giving a good chance for us, for me to go into the detailed, deeper understanding. And I am sure each of you are very attentively listening. In you also, the required transformation of grasping what is truth, what is untruth is happening. In fact, in these 2 hours every day, whether we are in the class, two things. We are in deep, really meditation at the capacity of ours. Second is we are in the lap of the Rishi Muni Guru Parampara, just like the sculptor keeps that stone in his lap and goes on chiseling it to bring an idol out of it, or a painter keeps that canvas or the thing in his lap or hand or near and goes on painting it beautifully. So, too, throughout our morning, evening classes, we are in the lap of our Rishimuni Guru Parampara and giving them a chance to modify us, to beautify us, to purify us, to divine us. Both ways. We ourselves are in contemplative mood. Those who are attentively listening, and all of you are in that mood. Very good. Second thing is giving chance to our gurus. They're so happy with us because every day we are available to them. No matter little bit, they may modify us because any piece of art is not accidentally in a haphazard way abruptly done. Do you all know that? A painter's paint, a sculptor's idol, a poet's poem, a lyricist writing the lyrics, they are not haphazardly, just some words are brought with some meaning and joined and made it as poetry. Nor it is translated from other languages. In those olden days, of 70s, 80s, एक सिनेमा गाना लिखने को 2-2 महीने लगाते थे. दैट्स वाई दोज गाने जो है ना अमर गीत हो गए हो. Eternal they became some songs. Is it not? So to some movies. When they took 2 years, 3 years to bring it out, it became an eternal movie. Movie is eternal. Fools, the lucky people will watch it. The unfortunate, they only deserve useless things. By that, the movie's value doesn't go away. So to a sculpture, how much he meditates day in and day out on the Lord, which he want to carve out of that idol, and slowly, carefully, because मूर्ति का ऐसा होता है ना, एक भी टुकड़ा इधर उधर हो गया, whole stone becomes gone. You have worked on it for 1 year, but the last day, in while doing so, little mistake happens. That idol cannot be used for. The highest meditator of the Maha Yogi meditator in the world, if at all anybody is there, is a sculpture only. Because he's meditating in the heart and he's carving out that form, meditating in the heart in that stone, which is hard to hit and you have to be careful at every point. It takes time. So to a painter, he'll have to just see the background, the shades, the colors, which picture is painting, what colors are good for it, what expressions he have to bring. तो सुबह का पिक्चर है तो उसका एक्सप्रेशन अलग होता है, दोपहर का अलग है तो अलग, शाम का है तो अलग, गाँव का अलग है तो अलग, सिटी का अलग है तो अलग, अकेले है तो अलग, सब लोग मिलकर है तो अलग, फैमिली है तो अलग, वाइफ एंड हस्बैंड. He will have to contemplate. Then only the masterpiece comes. In the same way, it's good that we are giving time to our gurus in these classes. Every day they are chiseling out or carving out or molding little or painting little our inner personalities to become qualified for our own spiritual growth. मैं तो इसको इस दृष्टि से देखता हूँ. हमको कुछ नहीं करना, बस बैठना, मुंह से बकते रहना, आप सुनते रहना कान से. इन दिस व्हेन वी आर बिजी, those gurus enter into our heart and they do the work. Talking is keeping myself busy and available to the God. Like sometimes doctors keep the patients busy in talking and give the injection. Or the operation. That Guru Parampara, kind, compassionate. Sadashiva Samarambham, Vyasa Shankara Madhyava. All those guru, शंकरम शंकराचार्य, नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो, ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय. 3 साल से हर दिन 4-4, 5-5 बार हम उनको स्मरण कर रहे हैं विथ वॉट एवर श्रद्धा और ऑल दैट. बट इट मस्ट हैव डेफिनेटली एटलीस्ट एक के कान में तो पड़ा होगा गुरुओं के. सो दे आर आंसरिंग अस नाउ. So feel that fulfillment in coming to the class itself, and in that we are able to stay without moving. Double that thing, fulfillment. Then if we are able to grasp something, it's okay intellectually. More than all our grasping, allow the gurus to bring that modification in our hearts. And when they do that modification, the curtain के पीछे सारा आइडल को या पेंटिंग को करते हैं, जब पूरा हो गया, the curtain removed, that wonder piece is out. So too, one day suddenly the Lord makes us realize that we have realized. Till that time, the Lord and Guru are seated inside and doing, which we ourselves don't know. मेहनत कर रहे हैं सूक्ष्म रूप से सारे गुरु परंपरा हमारे अंदर जाकर हमको ठीक करने का, और बुलाओ उनको, और भी अपने दिल दिमाग उनके हवाले कर दो, वो ठीक करते जाएंगे. That simple heart, the prayerful mood, that innocent heart, that surrender, when we have these great qualities, and then that humbleness, the Lord Guru looks for such stones to modify them to become idols, to make them idols. May we have more humbleness, more Sharanagati, more regularity and sincerity, and allow them. Hey Bhagwan, है ना? देनो कर चले हम फिदा जानो तन, साथियों अब तुम्हारे हवाले साथियों, कुछ गाना है एक पेज दैट पैट्रियोटिक सॉन्ग, अब तुम्हारे हमारे हवाले वतन साथियों. तो ये भगवान हमारा दिल दिमाग आपके हवाले है, उसको हवाला होने मत देना, उसको अच्छी तरह कर देना. Wonderful thought. We are doing it. I really appreciate every one of you, those who are committedly regular. And you can see also the God's grace keeping you not that much busy that you are away from class. Some places when it is not available, not possible even to the God to avoid, okay, you are busy. 1 day, 2 day, doesn't matter. But otherwise you are back. That's called Kripa. The Kripa of the idol, the sculpture on the idol is, he only fetches the idol, the stone, and molds it. So the God's Kripa only is that we are regular to class. And again, God's Kripa only it is molding us inside through all the Gurus. Majida. Continue it, continue it. And the second thing is the topic. What a beautiful way the guidance we are getting from Sri Raja Muchukunda. Here now I am coming to the topic, how to do the reflection, how to do our own self introspection. And slowly we only, why give chance others to point out? आंख बंद करके अंदर देखो, तो will we not know what mistakes we are doing? We can rectify them. Can't we know where we have to do the right things? If not, follow Muchukunda ji. Excellent. देह भाव से, जीव भाव से, मनोबुद्धियों के तादात्म्य से, उनके कारण होने वाले सारे बेवकूफियां जो हम कर रहे हैं, all of that is pointing out. I'm telling you, every of chapters what we are studying, each are worthy of studying like a research scholar for months together. I am doing only in 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. By that, no justification at all done. Every word, every sloka has to be totally dissected, understood from all angles and the main angle. Because no shloka is redundant there. No shloka is given casually. मजाक के वास्ते, टाइम पास के वास्ते, गैप फिलिंग के वास्ते ऐसा नहीं दिया गया एक भी श्लोक. Every shloka has the divine meaning in it, teaching us toward the reality in one way or the other. If that is not caught from each shloka, we can't say that we have studied that shloka. We are not looking for the outer word meaning. Every shloka has something to convey deeper. बट दैट वे हम कहाँ कर रहे हैं स्कॉलर की तरह, थोड़ा सा बोल रहे हैं बस इतना ही. कहाँ क्वेश्चन आंसर हो रहा है, कहाँ डिस्कशन हो रहा है, कहाँ ध्यान हो रहा है, मनन चिंतन हो रहा है. आई एम स्पीकिंग विद माय माउथ, यू आर लिसनिंग विद योर्स. ओनली academic mechanical thing, but at least this much we are doing. But if we feel more serious, sincere, and put those attempts or efforts also, the gain will be greater to us only. And this Raja Muchukunda's Chintanam is good. Don't say कि हमको पता है. That is the ego, which says हमको पता है and टाल देता है इस सब्जेक्ट को internalize करने में. It will postpone it. The only job of ego and mind is to postpone all the good things. By saying this thing, हाँ हमने सुना, हमको पता है. What only this मुचुकुंद राजा, हमको पता है कि हमारा भी देह कुर्मिविद भस्म संनितः. When the moment you say that means ego is acting, not allowing the buddhi to use that knowledge for the inner transformation. ऐसे तो कोई भी चीज ऐसा नहीं है जो पता नहीं, जो किसी न किसी जन्म में सुने ही होंगे. किसी न किसी जन्म में सुने ही होंगे हम, every this thing, because for millions of lives we are there. Just like in India, there's not even an inch of the land anywhere throughout in India which is not walked by any of the avatara or any of the Rishi Muni. That is why the Punya Bhumi, Divya Bhumi, Bharatamata. Because it is there from millions of years, uncountable. So many saints, sages went on walking. Even now they are walking. In future also they will. There's not even an iota of a pin point that place also is not there where a Mahatma has not walked. इसलिए हर एक भूमि है ना, इस मिट्टी के तिलक करो, ये धरती है दिव्य की, नॉट ओनली बलिदान की बट भगवान की, ऐसी धरती है हमारी. इन द सेम वे we might have heard, but do we remember? Do we mean it? Buddha is trying to listen, understand, and do. Mana and ego with vasanas try to postpone it by saying हमको पता है. Every youngster thinks, I know what are you to say, but do you do what is known? You are not doing. Then what is use of that knowledge? जो जानते हो कर रहे हो, क्या नहीं कर रहे हो तो जानकर क्या फायदा. तो कहते हो कि जानते हो और उसके खिलाफ बात कर रहे हो. You say you are a knowledgeable person. A knowledgeable person should not cry. And you are crying and proving that you are only theoretically knowledgeable, not in the heart. This is what Bhagavan Krishna meant when he said, Ashochan anvashochastvam prajnavadan javasase and gata sunagata sunsha panditahan anushocha. You talk like a wise, you cry like a otherwise. You are confused. Here also. So 2-3 slokas, or at least one we'll try to see today. क्या है वो? Yesterday we saw, I am not going to repeat it, 50th one, उच्चैः प्रमत्तम, with extreme inadvertence, इति कृत्य चिंतया, with a conviction born inside that मुझे यही करना है. Only things, I am lost. When I am convinced, nobody can change. मैं कन्विंस किया है कि ये मुझे बाहरी के जगत में, संसार में ही जीना है. This called इति कृत्य चिंता. How? Pramattam. Pramad yukta hai. Inadvertent we are. What is inadvertence here? Not using the intellect to know either value of human life or to know what is the highest thing that is to be achieved through human life. This is called pramad. And then what is that? Pravruddha robham. Pravruddha, extreme greed. And greed fulfillment ke liye iti krutya chinta. So to vishayeshu lalasam. Extreme lalasa for the vishayas, and to procure and indulge in the vishayas, the pravruddha chinta. Iti krutya chinta. In this way I was living. At that time I am living the life of pramattata, but you are not pramatta. Oh Lord, you are apramattaha. You are fully awake. And what have you done with your apramattata? कि सहसा विपद्य से धीरे धीरे चलकर आप पहुंच ही गए हमारे पास. किस रूप में? मृत्यु के रूप में. And what it does, like the snake slowly comes and sees the rat being inadvertent, catches it and eats away. So to Bhagavan in the roop of Mrityu, with his apramattata, come and eat us away who are pramatta in all these things. Like the chuha is busy in trying to eat that or that, then snake attacks and eats it away. So to you and I, like chuha, or vishayeshu lalasam, then pravruddha tarshaha, then iti krutya chinta. In this we are lost. By the time we are away, the snake kala sarva aa gaya, das diya, khattam. See how important is his reflection. That is why the most important thing in life is kalam, which has to be valued so much. And that also this present kalam, because what was in past we don't know, what will in future we don't know. Present only in our hands. If this every moment of our life, if we can understand and encash it for the best of the purposes, we are saving ourselves. If you are in pramattata, as he is saying, मेरा ऐसा ही हो गया कि प्रमाद में ये करना, वो करना, इसमें इंडल्ज करना, इसका लोभ करते करते, I the chuha became available to you, the snake, the kala sarpa. How true it is about us only. Are we not throughout life lived a life of iti krutya chinta? Everything other than Paramatma. So to pravruddha lobham, about everything is greed. And we say also. देखते when we were born, cured squirrel type, 10 दिन के, 1 महीने के, 1 साल, 2 साल, 10 साल, what a life it was, having such a future life of 80, 90 years to work out on our spiritual journey. But we were in pramattata, in advertence. Everything as iti krutyata we did, but not the contemplation of Lord. अब देखते देखते टाइम बीती जाए उमर यारे. Even now, at least we can become alert and try our best. In this very life, the Lord may give us the touch, the experience, or in the very next life, right from beginning only, we can be without pramattata in apramattata. See, apramattena ve dhavyam sharavattanamayo bhavet. All these come in all Upanishads. I don't want to quote. Let in the next life, at least right from beginning, only the Shastra study very deeply done, contemplation, experience self, and then after be in the hands of the Lord as an instrument in serving, helping the other jivas to come out of their bondage. स्वयं तारयन स्वयं तीर्थवा अन्यान तारयन. है ना. हमको जिन गुरुओं ने अनुग्रह करके मुक्ति दिया उसको मन में रखकर हम भी जब तर जाते हैं, कम से कम कुछ जीव भी उस अज्ञान से ज्ञान में, बंधन से मुक्ति में तारने के लिए जो हम कर सकते हैं करना. दैट विल बी. That's how Ishvara uses the realized saints for making others also come on to this path, etc. Now it is not in the context, the topic. So he says, प्रमत्तमुच्चैः इति कृत्य चिन्तया प्रवृद्धलोभम विशेषुलालसम. Me, ऐसे मेरे को तुम आप अप्रमत्तः विदाउट इनएडवर्टेंस सहसा अभिपद्यते. धन धन कर कर आप आ गए और अंतकः रूप में. और क्षुत, क्षुत मीन्स हंग्री. लेली हानि हा means moving its tongue. Akhum. Akhu means is chuheko. Ahi eva, like the snake, you just grasp. Take it. Gone. एक बार सांप के मुंह में, सांप का हो या पैथान को, जो भी आ गया चूहा, देयर इज नो लाइफ टू इट. हो गया. हम सब कभी काल के मुख में आ गए. अब क्या करें? जस्ट टू सी ए पर्सन, हाउ मेनी टाइम्स यू मेट हैव अटेंडेड समबडी डेड. है ना, बुलाते तो आप गए होंगे बहुत बार. नो, दैट पर्सन, whether he was prime minister or president or actor or anybody, आप उनको कहो बेटा बहुत साल जिए, बहुत हो गया, सब कुछ किया, आप ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो, ओम नमो नारायण बोलो, कम से कम ओम बोलो, या कम से कम बोलो कि खाना चाहिए, पानी चाहिए. क्या बोलेगा वो? दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ अंतकार केम एंड took us away. You no guru upadesha will work on him now. Gone. Nothing will. That is why dukrum karne nahi rakshati. Sannite kale samprapte. Then kim rakshati? Bhaja govindam rakshati. Govinda bhajanam eva rakshati. Excellent shlokas. The next one, Pura Rathaihi, Hema Parishkrutaihi Charan. Traveling in big, big chariots made out of gold. Matanga Jairva, huge elephants. Naradeva Sangnitaha. I was called as a king, Diko Maharaj. Nowadays, big, big political leaders, industrialists, sports personalities, to see whom thousands flock, take selfies and all. ऐसा वाला आजकल के दिनों में. Naradeva Sangnitaha. Saha eva, that same body, Kalena Duratena te, by your expression called as time, which cannot be conquered. Kalevaraha, this body, with Krumi Bhasma Samgnita. क्या बनने वाला है? But wit बनेगा. Wit means fecal matter. Krumi eaten by the krimis. Bhasma, it is burnt, it becomes ashes. For the sake of this wretched body, whole life we are spending. And the people or things which are related to this body. And परमात्मा को हम सोच ही नहीं रहे. अपने अंदर का परम आत्मा को, जिनको पाने से वो आनंद का, मुक्ति का अनुभव होता है. Keep these thoughts in mind again and again. So let that paravairagya come to us. Then let us have Tivra Jignasa and Mumukshuta. Paravairagya keeps away from the world, keeps world away from us. Mumukshuta gives us very, very intense burning desire to liberation. Liberation comes only when we know ourselves, because the bondage is from the not self. The Tivra Jignasa, Mumukshuta leads to Tivra Jignasa. With that Jignasa, when you go to the Guru and listen attentively, Tattvamasi Ityadi Vakyas, which reveal our essential nature, we come to know. With that information or knowledge, when we sit for Tivra Dhyana, that Tivra Samveganam Asannaha, Mrudu Madhya Adimatratva Tatopi Visheshaha, we saw in Yoga Darshanam Tivra. When we do that, then in that heat of deep meditation, all the ignorances, notions keep melting away, burnt away. Then the self is revealed. ये हमको करना है. हो गया. Now one more shloka we touch today, 52. निर्जित्य दिक्चक्रम, है ना. दिक्चक्र निर्जित्य मतलब all four directions fully conquered and brought under my control. Abhuta vigraha, nobody to counter me or oppose me, है ना. सिंगल मोनार्क, कोई इनके साथ लड़ना या अपोज करने का हो है ही नहीं. सो निर्जित्य दिक्चक्रम, चारों दिशाओं को, दिक्चक्र मीन्स ऑल द डायरेक्शंस, 10 conquered. Abhuta vigraha, no, abhuta means being there, vigraha means opposite, कोई opposite ही नहीं है. You know, in some of those big boxing fights and अभूत विग्रह सब हार जाते, बाकी सब घुटने टेकते. आपको दिखाते कि नहीं. That's called अभूत विग्रह. और कोई है क्या लड़ने को. I was like that. This Raja Muchukunda was not ordinary. That's why he helped even devatas. Abhuta vigraha. Then Varasanastha made to be seated on the high pedestal. बड़ा ऐसे बड़ा आसन में बैठा. Samarajavanditaha, contemporary rajas, all of them do namaskar to me. It is about that king. And in our own life also, somewhere or the other, sometime we have gone through such experience. In our own field, Samarajavanditaha. Then at such a great me, all kings saluting me, nobody opposing me. I am sole monarch of all directions. Yet such me, when I come home, and I gruheshu, when I come home, maitunya sakeshu keshu, when I am inclined for this carnal pleasures, yoshitam krida mrugaha, I become a playing thing, kataputli, a doll for them. This topic came many times. So, yoshitam krida amigaha, purushaha isha niyate. Oh Lord, the human being, when he comes at home, any of the kamana, like a doll, like a slave, he becomes a kataputli in the hands of them. Is it not? Krida Murgaha. Krida Murga means पालतू कुत्ता, पालतू ये तोता जो होता है ये सब. This came so many times, even in our one of these chapters. किनका था वो? भिक्षु गीता मार somewhere beside. Or he was also a raja. अभी तुरंत मेरे को याद नहीं आ रहा हो. देखो याददाश्त खो जाते हैं, बट पॉइंट तो याद है. Good, we don't remember any names and forms. We have to remember the knowledge and the Lord. ही इज टेलिंग ओपनली कि मैं पूरा जीता बाहर, बट घर आया तो खाने का गुलाम, फिर ये फिजिकल प्लेजर्स का गुलाम, है ना. सच ए ग्रेट किंग आउटसाइड. व्हाट ए कॉन्ट्रास्ट पिक्चर. सो व्हाट मीन्स यार, फिजिकल शक्ति से बाहर सबको जीता, बट इंद्रियों के सामने हार गया, मन के कामनाओं के सामने मैं हार गया. This is the reason for which I have not contemplated on you. That's the main point. That is how my whole life is wasted. Like that, he'll talk 2 more shlokas or 3 more. Then he tells, I tell you, 1 or 2 shlokas, unparalleled. And finally, the prayer when he asks, और वो प्रार्थना जो करते हैं, मुझे आप इस चीज से ब्लेस करो ब्रह्म ज्ञान से. बिफोर दैट, those 2-3 words only, what he speaks are really great. Wonderful they are. That word, that chiramiha vrujinartaha tapyamanaha anutapaihi havitrusha shad avitraha labda shanti katanchit sharanada samupetaha tat padabjam he paratman abhayam mrutam ashokam pahimam apannam isha. Aha, wow. I think I have to talk on these 2-3 shlokas for 1 month और पूरा जिंदगी ही इसी को समझ. इतने मजेदार और फायदेमंद, beautiful and useful are these themes, telling us how we have to do introspection. Detect the negativities, ruthlessly reject them, replace them by with all positivities. Substitute. Thank you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Om नीलमेघ श्याम कृष्ण नित्य जगन मोहन कृष्ण बालगोपाल कृष्णमव्यमङ्गलं वेणुगानलोल कृष्ण वेदान्तवेद्य कृष्ण नवनीतचोर कृष्ण नित्यमङ्गलं भक्तजनाधार कृष्ण परमदयावार्धि कृष्ण मुक्तिसन्धायक कृष्ण मूर्तिमङ्गलं गीतामृतदात कृष्ण परमयोगीश कृष्ण पार्थसारथिरूप कृष्ण सर्वमङ्गलम् ॐ न तत्सर्वदेवतारकम् बोल श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण दिव्य शास्त्र की जय। बोलो भाई श्री वेदव्यास शुकदेव सूतादि भागवताचार्य की जय। बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तन गोविंदा गोविंद। See, such a great things are hidden in our Shastra, especially Bhagavatam. Do you think those who never heard, do you know? Will they know? And have you known before we also studied? See, every shloka, every chapter, every interaction, every teaching, how wonderful. And we too are so unfortunate. सुनते तो है लेकिन कुछ याद रखते. No difference between us, the listeners, and those who never heard. This introspection I am doing to myself. So at least few things, if I can reflect and gather that knowledge, shlokas I need not remember. Knowledge, then live according to it. थोड़ा सा फर्क पड़ता. Anyway, beautiful it is. Thank you for giving me this chance to ponder over these great mantras. Back 2 minutes में we'll do our Adhyatma Ramayana.